35 years of my life. Okay. Our journey begins with this mug.
Name this microphone.
Whoa!
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So we survived the BINANCE hack, and Bitcoin has officially set an all-time high for 2019. We are over $6,000, although not according to Coin360. I think they're a little bit behind. We're definitely over $6,000. You can see right here on Coinbase, we're at 6,016. So we broke 6,000. That's an all-time high for this year. Definitely feels a lot better this time around than the last time when we were falling down around the $6,000 mark. But that being said, I want to say thank you so much for everybody that's been liking, subscribing, and commenting. You guys rule. If you're new to the channel and you haven't got subscribed yet, I literally do this every single day. Also, what if I told you 2018 was just a bear trap? No, but seriously, I know some of you might be worrying about the altcoins right now. I mean, I've been very transparent about the fact that I have moved out of the altcoins. However, there may be signs that the altcoins are getting ready for maybe the next round of alt season again. So we're going to get into that and we're going to talk about it in just a second. But before we do, I wanted to just say, what bear market? I mean, look at this. Bitcoin is literally the best performing asset of 2019, outperforming crude oil, tech stocks, US real estate, US stocks, global real estate, natural resources, global bonds, US bonds, and gold and agriculture, which you can't see because it's behind me. So that's pretty freaking awesome. And before we move on super quick, I just want to remind you guys, because it is getting closer to the day and the tickets go up in price. They're already ridiculously overpriced. If you guys want to use my link below, I already bought a ticket, so really doesn't matter that much, but you guys can get a $100 discount. And yeah, that would be great to see you. If you're there, definitely stop by and I'll say what up to you guys. So let me give this a quick refresh. We have Bitcoin dominance at 57.2%, $187 billion market cap. As you can see, once again, Bitcoin is leading the markets. And if we switch this to the Bitcoin comparative, yeah, it's a little depressing. It's a little depressing for the alts right now. But don't freak out. We're going to talk about the altcoins in just a second because there may be a chance that they may be rallying, within a certain time frame, which we're going to look at. We do have some gainers today, though. Arc Block is up 23%, Digix DAO 13, Chainlink 7, Horizon 4, Lisk, Bitcoin SV is even up today. Santiment, TrueChain, and iExact RLC as well. Now, having a look at what's going on with Bitcoin, what I like is that not only did we break 6,000, we broke out of this sort of channel that we've been in, but at the same time, as you can see right here, we actually touched it, and now what has only acted as resistance for the first time, it's only been once, okay, so let's not get too excited, but it's now currently acting as support. So that is definitely something very, very positive. I really don't have to go into the volume. We know the volume is picking up for sure. And having a look at what's going on here, you can see this very light line right here. We broke out of that, so that trend has been broken. We broke out of the wedge. We broke out of the channel. We broke resistance at 5,800, and I mean, we're flirting at the $6,000 level right now. So, I mean, realistically, the person inside that tells you, I feel like I have these, two opposing viewpoints of one saying just go full on bull, and the other dude, this is really starting to blast off, right? I mean, but the trend is your friend. We really don't have anything bad going on. There's no real bad news coming out. I mean, we had Binance get hacked and Bitcoin still didn't dump. So I know there's a lot of conspiracies. We talked about it yesterday, but it's okay to celebrate, in the short term, right? Could it pull back? Absolutely. The big crucial level here, the one that we're really just looking at is this $6,400 level. You can see over here, if you look at the volume range, it is massive at this level. So that is going to be a very, very difficult level to break through. And if we do fall lower, we do have these supports as well that we've spoken about. Having a look at Binance, we still do have a slight Binance premium, $6,072. And you notice we still do have this this broadening ascending wedge, however you want to word it, which, as we spoke about a couple days ago, was a very bullish sign, right? Although, even though they shouldn't technically exist in a bear market, which is why we're starting to question, really what's happening right now, there is a potential chance that it may actually break out to the downside. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to be very realistic about it. You know, you don't want to just throw everything in, right? And we're going to talk about that too, you know, dollar cost averaging and everything else moving forward. But as we can see right here, Mike Novogratz, he's back. He says it's going to be significantly higher in 6 months or a year. It'll get back to $10,000 and it'll get back to $20,000. It would not surprise me if in 18 months we are back at the $20,000 all-time high. But we know that Bitcoin and altcoins are constantly in a tug of war, right? They're always pulling back and forth, especially with the dominance and especially with who's really gaining. You had the altcoins, they had their alt season, and then the altcoins pulled back, and then Bitcoin had its pump, right? But when were the altcoins pumping? When Bitcoin was just sort of chilling out doing nothing, right? If we currently look at this, you can see that Bitcoin dominance has been absolutely skyrocketing. Now, I want to just give a shout out once again to Bitlord, because it was actually his post on Twitter that inspired me to do a little bit of deeper diving into potential, you know, when the next alt season might be. And this is basically what I found out. So this is from April 1st. I don't know if you guys saw this video. You probably did. It got 18,000 views. And he was talking about a potential black swan event. He pointed out this chart down here, and he said that the BitMEX insurance fund is about to break out and bigly. And you can see right here, it was just starting to just curve, and it was very strange looking, right? Now, let me show you when he put this video out. Right here. That's when the video came out, April 1st, and then Bitcoin has literally just gone up ever since. And he was just talking about breaking 5K, right? So I'm not trying to say, hey man, you know, you got one thing right, you're going to get everything right, but he's been in the space a while. I had an opportunity to actually meet him at World CryptoCon, and just yesterday, he comes out with this. And he says it's nearly alt season and way too many noobs are sleeping on these coins. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, just because what he said happened once, it's going to happen again, but I wanted to entertain this fact, and then I wanted to actually look at the evidence behind it. So let's really quick see what Bitlord had to say.
Guys, this is how it works. Basically, what's going to happen is BTC is going to continue spooking these altcoins. It's going to continue spooking these altcoins down. What happens? Most of the altcoins, look, everything trades in a USD market. These altcoins that hold USD pairs, you go have a look at the USD chart. It's very stable. It's very simple. I'm going to use XRP as an example. XRP is just ticking across like this, but the BTC chart shows it diving like that. It's not rocket science. XRP is holding the USD value because Bitcoin's increasing. XRP is obviously losing value against BTC. It's retarded when I see people post an XRP chart and saying, oh, it's crashing, it's dying, it's going down. That's fucking stupid. That is the stupidest shit I've ever seen. XRP hasn't moved. It's still 30 cents. So when you see people post this, it drives me insane. It just shows you how much these people don't know about anything in the space. So now you can use this one simple trick to go ahead and chart altcoins the way they're supposed to be charted in USD. If you want to chart BTC, chart it against USD. You don't chart BTC up against a shit coin, some volatile shit coin, and go, that's the value of BTC. Now, no, it doesn't work like that. Chart in USD. We always get this, guys. You can look at the charts from back at, like, have a look at the 2012, 2013, 2014, 15 coins. What happens? BTC goes bam, it moons. It really moons. It like pushes like straight up. Altcoins sell off hard. All the noobs just FOMO the shit out of BTC, dumping the altcoins. And from there, that moment on, bam, the altcoins rocket and alt season is on just like that. It happens so quickly. It happens over like the space of a couple of days. And look, I can see the weekly starting to heat up. But first, you really got to wait for BTC to push. I feel like this time it's going to happen. I feel like it's going to happen over about a week of altcoins, like BTC just raging, maybe even 2 weeks. BTC just raging for about 2 weeks. And then once BTC starts to cool and everybody realize what senseless shit they've done, they've just sold all their altcoins at like, you know, minus 30, 40%. Then the FOMO kicks in. Everybody rushes and swings back to jump into altcoins, and the fucking moon is on. It happens so quickly, so crazy. So look, I just want to say, be very careful about selling your altcoins for BTC. If you want to sell your altcoins for BTC because you're getting scared, go ahead, take out a small long as a hedge against your altcoins. So if you have one BTC in altcoins, take out like, you know, use maybe 0.25 of a coin and just go a 1-to-1 long, like, half a coin long. So you've got like, you've offset like 50% of your risk in those altcoins. That's simple, guys. So then when BTC moons, your long's going to make money and it's going to offset some of that risk in the altcoins. But the big thing here is you're going to fucking smash it on the USD gains, because when those altcoins pump, along with everything, you're going to really milk the pig. So it's that simple, guys.
So obviously we're not saying that it's going to, instantly happen overnight, right? But, when he was making a reference to XRP, right? So I'm not going to use what he was using, but we'll take another top coin just so we can have a better idea of what he was trying to say in the video. So take EOS for a second right here. Now let's go to, the 7-day chart, okay? So this is just the past week of EOS. It's going down, clearly, according to Bitcoin. But if you actually switched and put the USD on, you see that the USD is actually up, whereas EOS was $4.74 when the week started, and it's currently $4.85. So even though it's gone up in dollar value, it's dropped tremendously in Bitcoin value from about 86,000 Satoshis all the way down to about 80,000 Satoshis. So this is what he's talking about. As far as some of the lower cap cryptos, I'm not going to lie, they did get hit very hard, dollar amounts, but some of the higher ones, it's almost like an illusion, and that's what he's pointing out. Now, if that wasn't enough evidence, this is what I really wanted to show you guys. Now, this right here is the total crypto market cap, but look, it's excluding Bitcoin, okay? So let me just give you a comparison. Bitcoin, altcoins. Bitcoin, altcoins. Do you see what's happening here? Do you see that Bitcoin is taking off, but over here, the altcoins are actually falling? But look at this line of support. Now, it's not a perfect trend line. We've clearly fallen below it many times, but we do tend to look like we're staying on this line right now. And look what happens. We touch it and boom, we take off. We touched it and then we had a little rally again. Well, it looks like we're getting ready to touch the line yet again. So my question is, I wonder, with Bitcoin potentially having this really, really incredible resistance that it's eventually going to have to hit around the 6,400, or just the fact that maybe it needs to take a little bit of a cool off. Plus, we really don't know how the situation is going to pan out, in a week from now, once Binance actually reopens the doors and then everybody can start shuffling around their coins. But this chart says to me that we are at the bottom of the trend for altcoins. So this is something I just wanted to point out, and this is something that I think we should definitely pay attention to. So let's talk about what we can do in this situation. Maybe you aren't holding any Bitcoin whatsoever, and you're only holding altcoins, right? Well, if you sell now, you're selling for a loss, okay? That's one thing that you can do. Now, you can dollar cost average back into Bitcoin. However, Bitcoin has gone from 3,100 over 6,000. I mean, we've basically almost doubled, right? And for Bitcoin, that's a lot. So what can you do moving forward? Well, I wanted to break down something really simple that a lot of people tend to just overlook, and that's just dollar cost averaging. And, what are you doing with your expenses, I guess? Because you have to think like long term when it comes to Bitcoin. We know we're going to hit 20K. We know we're going to hit 100K. And I personally do believe that we're going to break the market cap of gold, which would have a $330,000 Bitcoin. So here's an article that came out from, where is this? USA Today. And it says the average American household income brings in, now this is, the total income. Obviously, this just means everyone in the house. But they say, excuse me, that it's around $74,664 before taxes. That's before taxes. So keep in mind, you're going to chalk up about 30% of that to taxes. But that being said, look at some of these things that people spend annually on. $484, alcoholic beverages, entertainment, $2,913. This includes in-home entertainment costs, as well as outside the home entertainment ventures. Certain other expenses, such as your pets, are also included. We also have tobacco products and supplies, $337, but maybe you don't do any of those, right? Well, even if you didn't, after this entire list, they say that what's left over is still $6,863 roughly. Now, obviously, everybody lives different lifestyles. Everybody's life is different. Everybody has different incomes. But if we just base it off of this alone, just the money that you could save off of entertainment and, partying, or just the leftover money that you'd have, $6,863. If you had been buying Bitcoin at the the low at 3,100, you would have doubled your money already. You know what I'm saying? So as far as the way that I look at it as, look at it is like you could go out and you could, buy scratch offs and you could gamble and you could do all these other things. But when you think about like your extra loose change or like, should I buy this or should I do that? Just think about, do you want that immediate gratification? Or look at something like Bitcoin, which could literally be life-changing. So when it comes to that dollar cost averaging strategy, I don't see any reason why people can't find a little bit extra that maybe instead of wasting it on, fast food, maybe cook at home one night and take that $10 even, peanuts and just buy some Bitcoin, right? And it'll add up over time. So that is something that you can do. But obviously if you panic sell, well, that's kind of on you. Now, also I want to talk about Facebook announcing in a blog post today that it will once again allow advertising related to cryptocurrency and blockchain. Previously, only a limited number of pre-approved advertisers were permitted to run crypto-related ads. So they say, while we still require people to apply to run ads promoting cryptocurrency, starting today, we will narrow this policy to no longer require pre-approval for ads related to blockchain technology, industry news, education, or events related to cryptocurrency. So as you can see, guys, the world is just becoming a lot more crypto friendly than it used to be. Speaking of becoming a lot more friendly, anybody got this new Coinbase card that's coming out? Let me know how that works and how you guys feel about that. Also, I just wanted to sort of point something out. We were having this discussion the other day about how kids born nowadays, they're born with literally iPhones and tablets and all these things just in their face. All these electronics, everything is digital for them. When I was younger, I didn't have all this stuff, right? So for kids, it's very normal to deal with digital currencies. Look what they do with V-Bucks and Fortnite, right? And this is a picture I saw online, and it's not really related to crypto, but it kind of is. I highly doubt that this is an actual cryptocurrency. It's definitely a centralized coin. But look, on the back of here, they actually have collect Buzzcoins. Now this is on Honey Nut Cheerios, right? And you can win them. So essentially you go to Beer Awards, you join, you scan a photo of the Buzzcoin, which is very similar to what we're already used to doing with QR codes for Bitcoin transactions and stuff like that. And then you have kids literally using Buzzcoin, okay? So they're very, very familiar with this. This is very comfortable for them. And I actually imagine at some point, it's gonna be more weird to walk around with a bundle of cash than it is with your phone and scan and send money, right? So just want to point that out. Adoption is definitely on its way, even in just these small baby steps with Facebook and Honey Nut Cheerios, but we will take it. Also, Ethereum, I'm so sorry. Everything was so overshadowed yesterday by Binance. Poor Ethereum. Well, Ethereum 2.0 proof-of-stake testnet beacon blockchain is now live. So Ethereum 2.0 is an up-and-coming new Ethereum chain featuring improvements in security, scalability, and decentralization. So it says Ethereum 2.0 would not be introduced to the current Ethereum network by means of a hard fork. Instead, users will be able to transfer value from the current proof of work chain via a one-way smart contract. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that, and we'll have to see what else comes out of that moving forward. But here's just another example of sort of more adoption of the blockchain type industry. For example, ARK, they say they were among nearly 200 projects that applied for Google Season of Docs program. They say, we are very proud to be among one of 50 open source organizations chosen to participate in the inaugural year of this program. Looking at the list of accepted organizations, we are the only blockchain related platform that made it in. And I actually had a look at the list over here, and you can see ARK is the only right here, ARK ecosystem. There's no other blockchain project in here. There's AI projects. There's all these other ones, but there's only one blockchain. So that is definitely good news for the space moving forward. Also, we have Ripple's highly anticipated xCurrent 4.0 upgrade is now live, enabling Ripple's 200 plus customers to integrate the XRP powered X Rapid payment system. So that is good news for XRP. Also, I didn't see this tweet, by the way. I didn't see if this happened live, but there's this Twitter account called Crypto Deleted Tweets, and Rand Neuner said, I don't know if he was joking. I don't know the context, but the Binance hack shows that XRP is better than Bitcoin. Here's why. The Binance hackers would have paid less than $69 to make the $41 million transfer if they use XRP. Two, unlike with Bitcoin, CZ could have called someone at Ripple and they would have reversed the ledger. So is he being serious or is that a joke? I don't know how to take it. But you know what we are seeing though? We are seeing a demand, in all sincerity, for these DEXs moving forward. That was actually one of the conspiracies yesterday. It was Binance faked a hack so that you could hate centralized exchanges and it would push more people to their DEX, right? But in all sincerity, you are seeing DEXs get built. I mean, look at this. And this is a project we haven't spoken about in a while, but VITE, remember we had them on the channel several times, they're building their own ViteX. Now, this is a test. It's a beta. You can't trade anything. Real on it. As you can see, there's like nothing happening. But this is just what I'm trying to say to you guys. They're building, all these different projects out there are building decentralized exchanges, different liquidity networks, different scaling, this ecosystem is going to be huge. And actually, if you guys want, later on tonight, I have a very special interview coming out that you guys suggested, and I definitely think you should watch it because I think it blew my mind, actually, how much this space is probably going to explode in the next few years, to be completely honest. So just wanted to point that out. And the other thing we were talking about yesterday was the centralization. I just wanted to touch on this. It's actually gotten a lot less centralized as far as the Bitcoin network is concerned. With the pools, we used to have BITMAIN. They had a much bigger share, around 42%. They own these two right here. Well, they're affiliated with Bitcoin.com and Antpool, but you can see that it's actually pulled back to around 30%. So it's down 12% from what it was, last year. So this is showing that Bitcoin is becoming more decentralized. We're seeing the hash rate going up, or at least maintaining currently, which shows me that there's a lot of new devices, that are bringing in this hashing. So yeah, it's definitely getting more decentralized, and this is a good thing moving forward, okay? So before we move on, I just wanted to talk about one thing, and there is the Trias. Oh, first of all, there's the Trias airdrop, if you guys are interested, right? So I know a lot of people on the channel are always saying, like, you're becoming such a Bitcoin maximalist. You've seen what's happened with the altcoins, right? Like, can you blame me? But no, I'm not against like altcoins, okay? The initial exchange offerings have been really good for investors. They haven't been that great for the retail, right? But if you keep your eye on the projects and wait until a good entry point, then you may have a good opportunity. But one project that I've been hearing a lot of people talk about lately, especially in the different like Telegram chats that I'm in, is Trias. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a rundown on this because I think that this could potentially, out of all the upcoming projects, be one to keep your eye on, right? So basically, it stands for Trustworthy and Reliable Intelligent Autonomous Systems, Trias, right? By the way, guys, this isn't like sponsored or anything. I'm just bringing this up because a lot of people are talking about this and it's coming out soon. So I wouldn't be surprised if you hear more people talking about Trias. It's not a new project, by the way. They were actually kind of popular last year for a little bit, but then the bear market just sort of destroyed everything. And then you stopped hearing about projects. But anyway, long story short, so they're a fork of IOTA, first of all. So the whole idea is that in the future, we're going to have less human interaction and more machine-to-machine interaction. But the thing is how are these machines going to trust each other, right? And how are they going to trust each other to make the decisions that they need to make? So basically, that's what they've designed. So it does have 3 different layers, which is pretty interesting. So they have Leviathan, which is more of like the infrastructure, Prometheus software development framework, and Magcarta, which sort of sits on top. You can look at it more as like the software as a service layer or whatever like that. But basically, the way that I've heard people breaking it down is it's kind of like the US, like our system of checks and balances, where you have like the legislative branch, the executive branch, and the judicial branch, right? So that's how they're taking this, so that no two parties could ever overtake the blockchain or overtake it. Well, technically it's a DAG, but you know what I'm saying. So essentially you could see even within those layers, they have different layers within them. You have the Magcarta application layer, the contract layer, service layer, Prometheus construction layer, Leviathan ledger layer, and Leviathan trust layer, okay? So that's just that moving forward. Also, one thing that's pretty cool, you guys know I'm always interested in these different types of consensuses. They have this thing that I've heard it referred to, loosely as God rolls dice or something like that. And basically each one of these nodes, they end up randomly selecting another node, and they just keep repeating this process over and over again. And essentially what they're able to do is create sort of like a scoring type system, a reputation system, I should say, whereas good nodes get promoted to super nodes and bad actors will essentially be put in like a timeout. But like I said, it's constantly randomly generated, so it's provably fair. So that's the good thing as well. And you can see right here that they have a wide range of usage and scenarios. Actually, I had a chance to get this application cases from them. And if you scroll down here, you could see they're already doing a whole bunch. Where is it? Application cases. Look at this. You have an electric power equipment industry chain in a region supported by Trias, a staple commodity exchange based on high-speed blockchain platform, private cloud platform. There's so much stuff they could do. Large chain fitness brand. I mean, literally. Build a fitness industry value system based on the blockchain technology, combining the IoT with AI, Somata sensory technology, and some other. Let me just, first of all, this is very technical if you guys are going to look into it, but I just wanted to sort of put it on the map. You know, it could be one of those projects. I mean, listen, we've been lucky in the past. We've called some good ones. This might be a project to keep your eyes on. You know, obviously as a DAG, it's able to do over 100,000 transactions per second, high stability, unlimited expansion. Although technically, you know, you could do the same thing with side chains and things of that nature, but I just wanted to point that out. Also, the cool thing is they do have like a token economy. They have verifiers, routers, and executors. So you see a lot of tokens that fell really short because the ecosystem didn't really have any value for the token. So they've actually built that in as well. You can see right here, they have their blockchain explorer already up. And as far as the team goes, you know, first thing that jumps out, a doctor. We also have a doctor. So we have 2 doctors as the founders. And whenever I'm looking at a project this complex, I do like to look at sort of like who's the guy that's leading the operations. And we have Yin Xiaoming. He's the chief algorithm architect. And if you come over here and have a look at his LinkedIn, you can see he does have a lot of experience. Software engineer, Alibaba Cloud, member of technical staff, Oracle, research assistant at Georgia Institute of Technology, research intern over at Intel Labs. So you could definitely see the team has experience for sure. And also look, the advisors, Professor Andrew Martin, Professor Han Qing Jin, Dr. Ning Wang, and also Roger Lim, which if you guys don't know, he actually is founding partner over at Neil Global Capital. They were also an early investor, and I had that pulled up. You can see some of the projects. I mean, Zilliqa, KuCoin, Algorand, obviously Trias, Seller, Ergo, Nex, which is now obviously Nash, Switch.io Network, Block Cloud they invested in, Ultrain, which I told you guys about that coin, guys. It did very, very well. Yeah, so that's basically that in a nutshell, guys. But for the most part, I just wanted to put that on your radar. Check it out. And yeah, if you want the airdrop, I know people love airdrops. So there you go. And before we go, I actually thought this was pretty funny. It says here, you're a crypto guru and an author of Eggs in One Basket for Dummies. Okay. So that being said, guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. And yeah, so you know what? The cat's out of the bag. I am having my Matic interview drop later. I'm very excited about this one. You guys requested it. I got excited. I really did. I mean, I was really shocked. These guys are really, really, really doing some stuff. So we'll have to check that out. Also, guys, I want to say thank you so much for everyone that's been supporting the channel, you know, keeping your crypto on a ledger, staying safe. Also, for everyone that's been supporting the channel using Brave browser, you guys are freaking awesome. I see you out there. If you haven't downloaded it yet, I don't know who you are because literally it's about to like surpass potentially Chrome users. So yeah. Anyway, that being said, guys, thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You are awesome. Hope you're having a great week. Let's have a look real quick at our old buddy Bitcoin. It's still maintaining. So we'll have to see. But getting back to this altcoin chart, guys, I think if we touch this line, I think we may have a bounce. Probably not all of them. But you know, a handful of the good ones, I think they're gonna have incredible runs. But we'll see. Could be wrong. Could be a black swan event. But that being said, thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. My name's K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.